reception. So you voted for me to read this story here, and it's called How Big is a Million? And it's written by Anna Milbourne and Serena Ringletti. Okay, so let's find out what happens in the story. How big is a million? Pipkin was a very small penguin who was always asking very big questions. How wide is the sea? How high is the sky? Is the moon made of cheese? But the thing he wanted to know most of all was, how big is a million? He went to ask his mama, but she was busy catching breakfast. It's important to have a full tummy when you're asking such big questions. Pipkin counted the fish his mama had caught and found that there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10's a big number of fish for breakfast, he said. But if 10 is this big, how big is a million? A million's more fish than you could ever eat, said Mama. A million's much, much more than 10. Pipkin thought about this for a while. He tried to imagine much, much more than 10. It's no good, he said at last. I'll have to go and find a million to know for sure how big it is. Good luck, called Mama as she watched him go. Pipkin walked a little way and found a crowd of penguins. They were huddled in a circle, keeping warm. That's a lot of penguins, Pipkin thought. There are much, much more than 10. Excuse me, he called. How many of you are there? Well, I don't think I could count those. There's so many. 100, said the middle penguin, and I'm the warmest one of all. Oh my gosh, he would be very warm in the middle of a huddle of 100 penguins. 100's a very big number, said Pipkin. If 100's this big, how big is a million? A million's much, much bigger than 100, the middle penguin said. But 100 is enough to keep you toasty and warm. Would you like to join us? No, thank you, said Pipkin. I have to find a million. He set off through the deep, dark white snow, and after a while his feet got tired of walking, so he slid on his tummy down a long, steep hill. He bumped into a seal cub who was doing much the same thing. Then, ever so slightly, it began to snow. That's a lot of snowflakes, Pipkin whispered. There are much more than a million, much more than 100, and much, much more than 10. Do you think there are a million? No, said the seal cub, but I'm sure there are 1,000. And you know what, Reception? If you had enough time to count all of these snowflakes, you would find out that actually there are 1,000 snowflakes on this page. 1,000 is a really big number, said Pipkin. If 1,000's this big, how big is a million? The sea cub wrinkled his nose. Well, he said, a million's much, much bigger than 1,000. Pipkin and the seal cub built a snowman and a snow seal cub and threw far too many snowballs to count. Then Pipkin said, I really have to go. I have to find my million. Good luck, said the seal cub. Pipkin walked and walked and walked all around the South Pole and back home again. His toes were cold and he was sleepy all over, and he hadn't found a million of anything at all. Pipkin was a very, very disappointed penguin. He said to his mama, I found 10 yummy fish, 100 warm penguins, 1,000 pretty snowflakes, and a brand new friend. But I couldn't find a million, however hard I tried. Mama gave him a big, warm hug. Come outside, she said. I've got something to show you. Here's your million, my little Pip. You can make a wish on every single one. Now I wonder what you think might be inside here. They're going to go outside in the night and there's going to be a million of something. And actually, if you were to look up at the night sky, you would see, oh my goodness, this is massive. I can't get it to open. I can't show you the whole thing on the screen. But if you were to look at the night sky at night, you would see millions and millions of stars. Okay? So a million is a very big number. I hope you enjoyed that story, Reception.